the Cigar Nerds podcast. I'm your host, Smokin' Joe.
And I'm your occasional fill-in substitute co-host, the Ginger Avenger.
Brad is on the road again, so...
Brad is dead. Brad is actually dead. You just don't know it.
It's possible. So this week, I'm smoking the Cuavana Punisher cigar, which doesn't really go with our topic this week. It would have gone with the topic that we had planned on doing, but topics got switched.
It's my fault. I'm a slacker.
No, Brad's not here, so we can't talk about Reacher.
True.
So yeah, this thing has a Nicaraguan Habano wrapper, a dark Habano wrapper over a bunch of aged Lajero, also from Nicaragua. So if you're unfamiliar, Lajero is the thing you put in blends to make them strong, and this one has a shitload of it.
Strong like bull, Nacaroma.
Oh yeah.
Never mind.
There's things called inside jokes that the audience won't understand a bit,
I
but
don't
like
care.
the three people out there in the world that know what you're talking about will giggle.
Yes, they will, and that's all that matters. Those three people are all that matter.
Oh, and of course you're smoking. No one cares because it's the same thing you smoke every week. So it's like, when we review cigars.
Is it?
Yes.
No, because I've been... Well, no, I think the last time I smoked a 20. I think.
All right, then. Well, if you've not talked about it, what are you smoking?
I'm smoking the Girl with No Name, and I don't remember what the name of the brand is. Drew Estates? I can't read it. It's
Deadwood
small.
Tobacco. It's a Drew Estates company now.
Yeah, okay. Deadwood Tobacco. That's what it is. It's the Girl with No Name because for some reason we didn't name this brand. We named the other ones. They were pretty clever. Fat Bottom Betty and... What was the other one?
Sweet Jane.
Sweet Jane. Yep.
There's a third one too. I think I don't know.
There is, but I
don't
can't remember
smoke
the name of
sweet
that one
shit.
either.
But I'm familiar with the Fat Bottom Betties and the other
James.
ones. But yeah, you tend to smoke one of those like 3 cigars, so it's like
True.
Every time we record, try to do something different. I gotta tell you, so far, just from the start of this here cigar, it is spicy as fuck. I mean, not just peppery. This is like smoking a habanero cigar. It is like heavy on the spice. Which,
Yeah, but that's like right
which
up
I
your
like.
alley,
It's
isn't
like
it?
my mouth is all like tingly.
Your mouth is all tingly. Yeah, but you like that kind of stuff, so that's fine.
Yeah. Like I said, I always say, cigars like working out. If it doesn't hurt a little, you're not doing it right.
Hurt a little. I don't know about hurt a little, but
You got to feel like you've done something. It's not like a freaking cigarette. It's meant to be an experience.
it is an experience. I just happen to enjoy my experience to be sweet and friendly, kind of like my coffee. I wanted.
Nah. Well,
like
speaking
myself.
of experiences, the other reason why we switched topics this week is because we just lost a legend. So this is going to be our Val Kilmer tribute episode. We're not going to be talking about just one movie, but we're going to kind of
Breeze over some of them. We're not going to
highlight his legendary career and talk about some of our favorite Val Kilmer movies and see how much of them we remember.
I love Val Kilmer. I didn't realize he'd done as many movies as he had, but I looked it up the other day, and there's like 40. It's a long-ass list, and some of them I've never even heard of, so they may have been lower budget or something, but there's like a lot.
And we'll
Man had
get to
one hell of a
talking
career.
about that in the main segment. We will be right back. And welcome back to the show. We're going to talk about the history of Val Kilmer films. And I don't know why I just started talking like Casey Kasem.
I'm surprised
We
you
got
know
a
who
long-
Casey Kasem is.
We got a long-distance dedication coming to...
Val Kilmer, because we love him. Because he's awesome and so fucking hot.
All right, well, what was your first Val Kilmer experience?
Real Genius. Because I didn't... Actually, Real Genius was first. But, yeah. I'm betting you're going to say Top Gun, but Real Genius was awesome.
Probably was Top Gun, but Real Genius was like one of his like very first film. And it's kind of funny because, yeah, if you started with Top Gun, you know Val Kilmer more as the
Action
serious
hero?
actor. But Yeah, he got his start in comedy with like Top Secret and Real Genius.
I never saw Top Secret. I don't know what that is, but I might have to check that out.
Top Secret was a action comedy. It came out in '84, but it was kind of like parody movies before like parody movies
were a
became
thing.
popular. Like, you know, we got Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part 2 and
Duh.
all those movies where Top Secret was more of a...
What was the Leslie Nielsen versions? Parody movies. The Leslie Nielsen parody movies, what were they called?
Well, he didn't make parody movies that I'm aware of. Naked Gun is a thing of its own. It's not a parody movie.
It is a parody movie because it's like a cops movie parody.
Well, no, it was a TV show back in the day, and it was a movies of that TV show, which was a kind of a parody of police dramas.
I didn't know it was a TV show, but okay.
Yeah, Police Files was the TV show Naked Gun was based off of.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
But yeah, so it was kind of making fun of like Cold War spy movies and stuff, where he played kind of a World War II spy. But it was like just ridiculous kind of slapsticky comedy, kind of like those like Hot Shots and all those movies later on.
Kind of like that one that what's his name from Ghostbusters did? Spies Like Us or something like that.
I think those guys made lots of movies. You got to be
but the
more
parody
specific.
spy movie they made a parody.
Spies Like Us with Dan Aykroyd and
what's his name from?
Well, that's Dan Aykroyd. I'm trying to think of the other guy. It's
John Candy? No.
No, it's
Oh God, I know who you're talking about. I can't fucking.
The guy from Vacation and shit.
Chevy Chase.
Yes,
Thank you.
There you go.
All right.
Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase, and then of course Bill Murray and had Stripes.
Yeah, that's kind of a spy movie.
Oh, it's kind of a military parody movie.
Yeah.
It's in the genre of
Bill
parodies,
Murray
I
is who
guess.
I was thinking of, not Dan Aykroyd. It's Bill Murray that I was thinking about.
Bill Murray was not in Spies Like Us. That was Dan Aykroyd.
Well, okay, my bad. But they were both in Ghostbusters. God damn it. Moving on. Anyway.
How did we suddenly start playing 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon?
I haven't gotten to Kevin Bacon. We're talking about Bill Murray and Ghostbusters.
She's got like a new, like, where he's like some kind of bounty hunter fighting demons and shit that I've not had a chance to watch yet.
You showed me some of that. I have to
check that out.
I have to see how that is.
It looked
I don't know.
interesting.
It might be all right because Kevin Bacon's not bad. I didn't like him when he was younger, but he's not bad. Anyway, back to Val Kilmer.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, how do you not like Kevin Bacon?
Fucking real genius.
Fucking Tremors, man.
Tremors is awesome,
Don't talk shit about Tremors.
Fuck a bunch of Footloose, okay?
Fucking ass blasters.
Ass blasters are awesome. But
I think the record's 27.
I watched fucking Tremors for Burt Gomer, okay? That was what I was doing that for. It wasn't about Kevin Bacon, it was about Burt Gomer.
But yeah, Top Secret it's one of those, it's like I was too young to watch it when it came out, but it's one of those I found later on, and I was like, yeah, this is...
Well, I mean, it came out in
pretty fucking funny.
84, so, like, I was barely alive, and you were young.
I was 37.
I think you lied to me about your age at some point, then.
No, I was like 5.
Talk about age gap relationships. Jesus Christ.
Brain gap.
Oh, we got jokes. Anyways.
But yeah, directly after that came the one that you saw, Real Genius, which...
Yes.
Which, it's like...
fucking funny. I love that movie. Laszlo that lives in the closet and has his own little underground network. And Kent, this is the voice of God, Kent.
Oh, yeah, when they
put a microphone on his molar. It was funny.
So they could, like, make him think he's hearing voices in his head.
I mean, that's the start of the bone...
Stop jerking off, Kent.
The bone conductivity, like, headphones. It's the same concept. You use your skull as a speaker.
Oh, and I like the fast defrosting ice.
Oh yeah, when we froze the whole floor on the dorm.
Yeah, and it just like goes like straight from ice to gas, and like
that's pretty cool. And we shot a hole through the school's statue of whatever the school was named after, just straight through it. Where's lasers?
Yeah, because the
love
plot
lasers.
of the movie, a kid genius gets, basically he's like a teenager or like younger than everybody else, but gets accepted to a
Prestigious technical college.
yeah, and Val Kilmer's kind of like his mentor, who was like the previous young genius, and then he's kind of
Been like a freshman for
party
7 years. He's
he
like,
basically
fuck it.
turned into Van Wilder. 'Cause he was like,
He's like, fuck it, I'm just
I
gonna
don't
have
want to
fun.
go into the real world. But the kind of class project is they're trying to build this laser, and of course you get a bunch of like geniuses. They don't ask questions like,
No,
you
because
just present them a
generally
problem and they want to solve it. They don't ask like what happens after I solve it, and they figure out
what
that
the applications for the product is, because
the CIA is trying to build like a space laser so they could like blast people from outer space. So now they have to sabotage the project.
and we
by
did so
making
epically.
Jiffy Pop.
Let's turn a whole house into a Jiffy Pop, and that was fantastic. Like mountains and mountains, but who didn't want to go swimming through mountains of popcorn? I mean, that sounds like fun to me.
But I say, the guy who plays the professor, he had like an epic career of just being an asshole in
His
80s
whole
movies.
that's all he ever did was he was just an asshole at everything.
William Atherton. You may know him as the dirtbag a fucking reporter from Die Hard.
Oh yeah, okay.
He was Dickless from Ghostbusters.
Yep, he was the city
was
manager, or whatever, from Ghostbusters.
The corrupt professor in in this movie. He just had one of those careers of like, I'm gonna play an asshole and like.
I mean, I could
every
get
film.
down on a career of playing an asshole forever. I could do with that. That's fine with me. I could play a bitch forever. It's fine. But it worked for him.
But of course, Val Kilmer played.
Chris Knight.
Yes. I was reading the wrong side of the list. I was
No, he played Chris Knight, and then you had that goofy-looking kid from
Gabriel Jarrett as Mitch Taylor.
Yeah, and he was in a lot of stuff too around that time frame, but not like big roles. He was.
Yeah, he's one that I don't think had a long
No, he didn't have such much of a
career, at
run.
least in front of the camera, because I have not. I don't remember the last time I saw.
But speaking of careers, I mean, when you look at Val Kilmer's filmography, it's like every fucking year. Every fucking year. There was at least one, if not two movies, like every fucking year. So he had a lot of stuff that I haven't heard of, but there was a lot of big stuff in there too.
Yeah, because he's one of those guys that.
He has range. He
Yeah,
did a lot of things.
he could be the supporting actor, and then he could also be like the lead dude. I mean, there's a lot of guys that once they reach that like lead level, that's all they're willing to do is to be like the main guy, where he's like, I'm a freaking working actor. I can be, the main dude, or I can be like the side dude, as long as I'm, the dude.
I want to be a dude. I don't care which dude. I want to be one of the dudes. But he was fucking hot too, so yeah. I don't like blondes, but he was hot. What?
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through his
Like I said, the filmography is like
his list now. It's like, yeah, it's
I
like,
told you, it's like one every year or two every year, and there's just lots and lots of them. I mean, a couple of these I forgot he was even in, but there's at least, I think there's two animated ones in here too. He voiced for at least, well, I know he did Prince of Egypt, and then he voiced something else animated, but I don't remember what it was. And I don't see it right off the top.
But yeah, his like first 3 film credits is Top Secret, Real Genius, and Top Gun.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, the dude came out the gate with some big
some heavy
big
hitters
things.
there. And then apparently did a Billy the Kid, but I never saw that one either.
But then
and then of course you have the fantasy nerds like ultimate beginning, because I'm not even sure if that came out before or after Legend, but
it came out after Top Gun, and she's talking about Willow, which I've never seen Willow.
I'm ashamed of myself that I have to admit this, but neither have I.
I can't believe like you've not seen Willow.
I know,
there's so
'cause
many
I'm
of these
big fantasy nerd and magic and all the fun things, but
there's so many like what I would consider like kid films that you're like, why have you not seen this? I'm like, well, because I'm a dude, and so like I didn't watch these like girly movies back in the day. I mean, from all accounts, Mad Mardigan Willow is a great film, and you should probably see it. I'm just not
You're not into magic.
I'm not into like fantasy movies. Like I'm like sci-fi nerd. I mean, it's not just like knights and shit, because I like historical fiction. But as soon as you're like throw a wizard in there, I'm just like,
You're no fun. You're no fun. And I can't believe I haven't seen it, because Warwick Davis is in it, and Warwick Davis is fucking awesome.
I mean, dudes beating the shit out of each other with swords. I'm like, all right, that's cool. But as soon as you add some sorcery, I'm like,
oh, no.
Meh.
Magic is good. I can't believe I haven't seen. I'm ashamed of myself, because I should have, because I'm sure it's something to be right up my fucking alley, and I'm gonna have to watch it now. But I haven't seen it yet.
And the other big one that I've never seen, but I've seen clips of, is The Doors.
I've seen part of that. That was really good for what it was supposed to be, but I'm not really used into biographies for the most part.
Yeah,
I'm just not a big
I'm not a big
person.
like biofilm guy, but seeing like clips of him as Jim Morrison, it's like
Also
they
really
couldn't have
not.
got a better person to.
Oh, no, probably
He
not.
did like.
It's
to the point that like if I see a clip of Jim Morrison, I'm like, is that Jim Morrison or is that Val Kilmer? Is this actual footage or is this footage from the Doors movie that I've? 'Cause I was never like a huge like musically a Doors fan, but then like you hear a Doors song comes on, I'm like, oh yeah, I recognize that. But it's like but if you ask me like, hey, name a Doors song, I'm like, I don't fucking know. But when one comes on, I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. It's like so. Maybe I secretly do enjoy the Doors, but but yeah, that was
91, and then come 93, you get what everybody knows Val Kilmer for, because
no,
yes,
what came before that is what everyone knows Val Kilmer from. 1986's Top Gun.
Oh God, here we go.
Intro to Lieutenant Tom Iceman Kaczynski.
Let me just put this out there. There is a little bit of a bone of contention about Top Gun in this house. Because apparently I'm a Nazi, because I have never watched Top Gun.
You're a communist.
A communist. Sorry, not a Nazi, a communist. My apologies, because those two things don't align in any way, shape, or form.
You don't drink Fanta. You're not a Nazi.
What? I don't what?
I fell down a history hole, and apparently during World War II, Coke stopped production of Coca-Cola in Germany. So the Germans came up with Fanta as a replacement soda for Coke.
I mean, I didn't know that either, but
And
I
then
can get
Coke,
down on some orange Fanta.
Took it back once the war was over and they reopened their German bottling plants. But yeah,
I can get
Fanta
down on
was
some
originally
orange Fanta.
was originally created by Nazis.
Not that I want to be a Nazi, but I can get down on orange Fanta. But I have never watched Top Gun because I just can't get into it, primarily because I just don't like Tom Cruise. I'm sorry, I just don't. I don't like 90% of the stuff he's done. I didn't watch anything past the first Mission Impossible, second Mission Impossible.
There's
sorry.
like 7 or 8 of those now.
Well, I only watched.
In fact, we're going to talk about another one in the in nerd news later on. So
I only watched up to the second one because I just can't stand Tom Cruise. I just don't like him.
But Top Gun was one of those like 80s like
movies. It was a man
Yes.
movie. That's what it was. See, you make fun because I keep saying these movies that I think you should have seen, and you said you're a man. Well, I'm not a man. I'm a chick, and Top Gun. Bleh, big
They
deal.
got like dudes playing volleyball with their shirts off. I mean,
It takes a little bit more than that to get my motor running here. I'm sorry.
it's one of the like most homoerotic scenes in all of it. So maybe it's like it's a dude movie for dudes and like gay dudes too, because like so there's a bunch of like
that could be.
ripped dudes playing volleyball on the beach.
Well, they're supposed to be all like Air
And
Force,
also,
so of course they should. They're supposed to be
Also,
ripped.
dudes walking around in the locker room in their whitey tighties. Because this was an era pre-boxers, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I think that's part of military uniform, because like
it's the issue draws.
I dated a military dude once upon a time, way back when, but I think whitey tighties is the standard for that. Don't ask me why. I just think it is.
Oh.
It's kind of like going to prison. You have to have whitey tighties in prison too, but so I think whitey tighties is the thing for military people.
Yeah, so freaking Highway to the Danger Zone. That's one of like
The song is good, but
best songs.
fucking I've got trauma because I'm a man and my daddy messed me up.
No, I mean, one of the greatest lines in movie history is, if you screw up just this much, you're going to be flying a cargo plane full of rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong.
That's not a great line.
It is.
It's not. You're wrong.
Talk to me, Goose. I mean, how many things from that movie is like an everyday cultural speech?
Okay, I get it. Like,
I'm gonna slam on the brakes and gonna fly right back. Keeping up on international relations, giving them the bird.
I'm not seeing this as everyday slang, dear. I don't know where you've been cavorting, but that's not everyday slang in my world.
Other men,
That's true.
like you say a Top Gun quote. If they don't respond with like the proper next line, you're like, you should not be friends with that person. They're obviously a communist spy.
That is not a red flag for communist spy behavior. I am not a communist spy.
We're gonna buzz the tower.
You buzz the tower. I'm gonna buzz you in a minute. Anyway, are you done on your Top Gun rant?
No, because we got an hour of content to fill. And Top Gun is one of the highlights of his career.
Nah, okay. I get it.
Unless you have more to say about Real Genius or whatever the fuck you watched the other night.
I watched Real Genius the other night. It's funny. It's good. It's something me and my sisters enjoyed when we were... No. Anyway. And then you got a couple that I don't know, because like Thunderhearts. I don't know what that is. Kill Me Again. I don't know what that is. Look like there's a romance in here or something. True Romance.
That was a movie where he played Elvis Presley.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Val Kilmer played Elvis Presley. I didn't.
Yes,
I'm gonna have to
True
start the beginning of this list and just go from the bottom down. And then he did one with like Kim Basinger, and I love Kim Basinger. She was cool. She's hot too.
No, never mind. That's not the right one.
The Real McCoy something.
Because I was like, when you said Kim Basinger, I thought Batman. And I'm like, oh no, he was in a different. That was.
Kim Basinger wasn't in Batman. Not
yes,
in,
she was.
She
was
with
in the
Michael
original.
Keaton.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
But
That's
not
what I'm
with fucking
saying.
Val
When you said.
No, this is
I thought
something
Batman
else called The Real
no,
McCoy.
He had a different one. Anyway, so yeah, the whole you can be my wingman anytime bullshit. You can be mine.
It's
where
gay.
like his freaking
so gay.
rival becomes his
so gay
best friend by the end.
Best friend becomes his rival becomes his best friend by the end.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't what's his name Anthony Edwards in that too?
He was
the
Goose.
He was the one that died, right?
Yeah.
Because I saw something on him not too long
There's
ago.
a bunch of like guys who went on to because I think it was Merlin was.
There was a lot of big names in that movie, from what I remember correctly. Like people that had pretty prestigious careers afterwards.
Yeah, well, who was that thing? I can't remember. It might have been Merlin, but it was the dude from Die Hard, and he was
Dude from Die Hard
from Texas, Walker Texas Ranger. He was Trevette.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
so
can't
he was
remember
one
his
of the
name
other,
either, but I know who you're talking
pilots, and
they had a lot of them had big TV careers, because like Anthony Edwards started doing like ER and medical shows, and he was on those forever fucking ever. Trevette went on to do like what you said, Walker's Texas Ranger, and he did another TV show that he was on for a while too, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, he was on Matlock. Too.
Matlock, yeah. So he had like a big TV career. Anthony Edwards had a big TV career. Val Kilmer and Tom Cruise went on to do movies, but still.
And what's his name's also in that became Tim Robbins.
Robbins.
He was one of the other pilots in Top Gun.
The name is familiar.
Shawshank Redemption.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'll watch the stupid fucking movie.
I mean, we keep saying we're going to do a Amanda reacts to
Yeah, but you got to figure out how to film that shit. But yeah, I mean, I like Anthony Edwards. I like Val Kilmer. I just can't stand Tom Cruise. I can't. He ruins everything he does for me.
So, all right. Tombstone, which I just rewatched.
I don't have to rewatch that. I can quote that movie line by line. I've seen it so many. It's like you said, Shawshank Redemption. It's one of those movies that when it comes on, you have to watch it.
Yeah, it's like any excuse to watch Tombstone. I didn't need to review Tombstone for this.
No,
but I'm like, I had some time. I'm gonna drink some whiskey and watch Tombstone.
Because I'm a goddamn man.
Exactly. That's what you do. You put on your pajamas, you drink whiskey, and you watch Tombstone. That's
I would
what you
love
do.
to disagree with you, but I'm not, because I've watched Tombstone probably 1,000.
And what's funny is like I think it was the same year they tried to make a Wyatt Earp movie, and it bombed because
I think they did make one. It didn't,
no,
they
I
didn't
didn't
try.
say I didn't say try. They did, but it bombed.
Oh.
All right. I guess they tried to make a successful Wyatt Earp
Oh,
movie
okay.
that didn't happen because Tombstone came out.
Tombstone
and was
packed with so many actors and such fucking star quality, though.
And well, it focused on kind of just the events that kicked off in Tombstone, where the Wyatt Earp movie, they tried to like kind of go through the whole history of Wyatt Earp, and it just
That's a long history.
it kind of got boring. I mean, Kevin Costner as Wyatt Earp.
Kurt Russell was Wyatt Earp.
In the Wyatt Earp movie.
Oh,
it was,
okay, my bad.
Talking about two different things here.
Okay, my
But
bad.
yeah, he cannot hold a candle to freaking Kurt Russell
No.
as Wyatt
Kurt
Earp.
Russell's awesome. He was so good in that movie. He played Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott is
As Virgil.
amazing. I love Sam Elliott. Everything he does, I don't care.
I mean
love
that
him.
line when he's when they get ambushed and he gets his arm like paralyzed, he's like, "I still got one good arm to hold you."
Oh, come on, man. That's just smooth. That is smooth shit. Sam Elliott's fucking fine. I don't care if he's 950. He's hot.
I forgot who it was, because Val Kilmer is like one of those method actors where he goes deep into some of these roles, and I forgot who it was being interviewed. It might have been Bill Paxton, and he's like, and someone's like, "I heard Val Kilmer was difficult to work with." He's like, "I don't know. I've never worked with Val Kilmer. I worked with Doc Holliday," and that's like, that's kind of what you got to deal with to get fucking genius.
Billy Bob Thornton was in that one. Fucking
Yeah, I forgot Billy Bob was in there. He was like,
Dana Delaney.
yeah, she was the Josephine, the actress chick that Wyatt hooks up with. But yeah, that kind of, well, there's a scene of him playing poker and stuff where he's just like, the guy's like, "You've won all these hands in a row," and he's like, Does that mean we're not friends anymore? Because I don't think I could take it if we weren't friends anymore." And he's like, just because you got guns, don't. And he like takes his guns out and like lays them on the table. It's like, there, now we can be friends again. And the guy finally tries to fight him, and he ends up like shanking the guy.
Yeah, I mean, Billy Zane was in that one too.
But yeah,
it was a huge fucking cast. There was huge.
Yeah, when they first get to Tombstone and Wyatt and the decides to get them a steak in he's like, the one bar in town that's not doing too well. And he's like, "Well, I got this asshole dealing cards, and I can't get rid of him." And he's like, "All right," He walks in, and he's like, "You're in my seat." And he's like, "I'm getting real tired of you, mister. Well, do something about it." And he like just keeps slapping him in the face. And that line is like, "Well, you gonna do something, or are you just gonna stand there and bleed?"
Yes, that's the one that you can quote around. That's the one. If you can't, somebody around you can't quote another line to Tombstone, then you're not my friend.
But that leads us to like,
if I didn't think we were friends, I'd be so.
But that guy that he, kicks his ass if he comes back later with a shotgun. I was like, I forgot that was Billy Bob, Thornton.
Yeah, it was.
But that's when kind of Val first appears as Doc Holliday, and he's walking up trying to sneak up on Wyatt and his brothers with a shotgun. And he's like, "Hey," he's like, "Oh, Doc, I didn't know you was in town." Yeah, and he's like, and then Doc goes up and starts talking to like Wyatt and them, and he's still standing there with like the shotgun, like, "Oh fuck, Doc Holliday's here," and he's like, "Oh, I forgot you was here. I'm sorry. You can go now."
You're dismissed, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Just standing there with his shotgun, like. And I mean, I love Billy Bob.
Yeah,
I'm not
know,
gonna lie. Billy Bob's awesome, but he's just standing there
like,
what the fuck?
He's like, "What? That's Wyatt Earp?" And he's like, "Doc Holliday." He's just he's like, "Oh, I forgot you were there. Yeah, you can go now."
God, he was a bad motherfucker in that movie. They were all bad motherfuckers, but Doc Holliday was on a whole other level. He's a bad motherfucker.
Oh, just when he's that, as someone who likes to dress steampunky, the red vest outfit when
oh yes,
when
oh yes, oh yes.
Oh fuck, what's his name? Michael Bihn's character, Johnny Ringo, is threatening them in the street, and he's like, "I'll be your he's like, none of y'all want to play for blood." He's like, "I'll be your Huckleberry. I'll play for blood." And he just kind of steps out. And he's like, and the rest of the cowboys got to drag him off before Doc fucks him up. But that's like just that him like you want to play for blood? That's just my game.
We can play. I mean, I'm in.
Or when they first meet, and
I mean, it's one of those things that comes down to if you don't have, you're gonna be dying. You got tuberculosis. You're gonna be dying. You might as well just fuck up everything you can because it don't matter really. You're not gonna have a long life. We already know.
But that when he first meets him, and then he's like, oh yeah, I guess this guy's supposed to be pretty fast. And he starts doing all like the gun tricks and stuff.
Yeah, he's twirling his guns.
And then Doc's like, don't even pull his gun. He just takes his finishes his whiskey cup, which those little tiny whiskey cups are cool.
The ones that collapsed. Yep.
Does all the same tricks that he does with his little whiskey cup, and just such a dick to be a dick. It's great.
Just to be a dick. It's fantastic. Gotta love assholes. I like assholes. I've always liked. We have this well established. I like assholes.
Yeah, when he pretends he's sicker than he is after they've kind of started the war with the cowboys and Johnny Ringo's challenged Wyatt, and Doc gets there first, and he's like my fight's not with you, Doc. And he's like, we started a game we didn't get to finish. You remember? Play for blood? And he's like, oh, I was just kidding.
I was playing. I didn't mean it. Please don't hurt me.
He's like, I wasn't.
I wasn't. I was playing. Please don't hurt me. Please don't.
Yeah, when he just
bitch, you know you're not as fast as me. You know it. You absolutely know it.
Nails him in the head and reholsters before he even gets fully gun. And then that come on, man. Let's as he's stumbling down. And then when Wyatt shows up, he's like, I'm afraid he could not take the
strain.
The strain was just too much for him.
He's like, you're supposed to be in bed. No, I'm fine. I lied. I'm fine.
And the guy that they use his ranch to hide out in for a little bit, it's freaking Charlton Heston.
Oh yeah, and God, who was it? Robert Mitchum is narrating for Robert Mitchum is one of the old school Hollywood, but he's narrating part of the movie.
I mean, yeah, this was...
It's like Golden Age Hollywood type.
Oh, but when...
What's his name asks him, he's like, well, what are you doing this for? He's like, Wyatt Earp is my friend.
He's like, hell, Doc, I got lots of friends. He's like,
I don't.
or right before they go into the OK Corral, where he's like, his brothers are trying to talk him into... going down there and fight, and he looks at Doc. He's like, Doc, why are you? You got no part in this. And he's like, that's a hell of a thing to say to me. Why? Of course, if you're in this, I'm in this. Why are you even questioning this shit?
How dare you offend me like that? We're boys. That's the way it is. You jump, I jump. Remember? Sorry, that's Titanic. My bad.
But yeah, that and the after they ambush his brothers and the cowboys send Ike to finish him off at the train station. Mm-hmm. And, Wyatt, acted like he was, peacefully leaving town, but he went and got himself together a posse and took up the government's offer to be a U.S. Marshal. So he has, federal jurisdiction. He can go wherever he wants. Mm-hmm. And, he's like, Ike's like, hey, where's Wyatt? And he's like, right behind you, and blows that one dude away. And he's like, you go back and you tell him, I'm, the law is coming.
You tell him I'm
coming, and hell's coming with me.
Let's see, that one I can quote back. I love that movie. That's so good. I don't even know why, too, because it's not like a chick movie. It's just so far from being a chick movie. It's unreal. But that one and Quick and the Dead, my two favorite cowboy movies. I don't know. And the one with the girls, the 4 girls, but I can't remember what the name of that one was. It has Drew Barrymore in it and Andy, what's her name?
Another good modern cowboy movie is American Outlaws with story of the Jesse James gang.
Oh, okay.
With what's his name? Who's Irish.
You got more than that, or is that it? What's his name is Irish? I don't.
Colin Farrell.
Thank you. Okay. Now I got it.
Colin Farrell and James, was it James Caan?
Maybe.
It's the older Caan's son is in it.
Older Caan. Okay.
But yeah, Tombstone is just one of those quintessential. I mean, everybody's smoking cigars,
Tombstone is awesome.
gunslinging. I think that's the movie that made me want to get into cowboy shooting, because like there's just something about like they're gonna be less antsy to act up if Doc's on the street howitzer.
Hey, I mean, you gotta bow if you know somebody knows their craft. You gotta bow to that and be like, no, this is the motherfucker we want because we know how good he is. We're gonna let him have it.
But you gotta think of, like the real Doc Holliday, a guy who, like you said, you got nothing to lose. You know you're gonna die anyway, but a guy that basically
shoot people and play poker and smoke cigars. Why not?
But you got to think at some point he's like, I'm going to live a life that's likely to get me killed before I die this kind of painful, miserable thing. But then he was just so fucking good that he couldn't accidentally die.
Yeah.
I mean, he cursed with life. It's like, I want to die, but I'm just too fucking good.
I'm trying to commit suicide, but I'm so bad at it. I just can't.
Smoking, drinking, gambling, and whoring to excess, but
he
I
wasn't
just can't
whoring.
die.
He was faithful to what's her name.
She was kind of a whore.
Yeah, well, yeah, but they were a couple. He was with what's her name. They were together. It was a thing. Anyway.
Oh, but yeah, that's probably one of his greatest roles. But yeah, that
should have won an Oscar for it. I don't think he did. I think Kurt Russell did, but he should have. Absolutely should have.
Let me see, because usually in these Wikipedia articles they have awards. No, he never
should have.
Never got nominated for. He won the Chicago, or no, he was nominated for Best Actor for the Chicago Film Critics Association. Critics' Choice Documentary Awards, he won for the documentary Val, looks like. Mm-hmm. Nominated for a Grammy, nominated for 5 MTV Movie Awards, a Satellite, and a Saturn Award.
Damn. Yeah, he should have won an Oscar for Tombstone because that was awesome.
Last thing is like action movies don't normally get
Oscars. I know. Which is dumb. Okay, so speaking of...
Which I think they're including stunt... they're adding a category for stunt actors in
they should,
the next Oscars.
That shit can get you killed. Anyway, so going from Tombstone, which is one of the greater movies ever made, to one that didn't do so hot. There was a lot of like blowback from Batman Forever. Not quite as much as Batman and Robin because everybody hated that one, but Batman.
That's the
Forever.
one where they put nipples on the bat suit.
What is wrong with nipples on the bats? They didn't put nipples on her suit, so his suit had nipples. Hers didn't.
I can't remember.
No, it didn't. Alicia Silverstone's bat suit didn't have nipples.
Yeah,
it had like cups. It actually looked like a bra because there was cups. There was no nipples.
I
didn't hate it. I liked it.
I thought he was a really good in the Bruce Wayne moments.
I thought he was good at Batman too, but not.
Oh no, I'm thinking of something. But yeah, well, it got a lot of blowback because it was like the first person to jump in after Michael Keaton.
Well, Michael Keaton would have been hard to follow in that role, like for anybody. And like I said, it wasn't as badly acclaimed as Batman and Robin because everybody hated that movie for some reason. I liked it. I've liked all the Batman movies, not up until Christian Bale, but that's a different story. Don't look at me like that. I don't like him either. He's just like Tom Cruise. I don't like him either.
Freaking... All right, the third Bale Batman movie is kind of, but like, dude, with the Joker,
I don't like Christian Bale.
Heath Ledger is the Joker. That's
Heath Ledger is awesome. I love Heath Ledger. I don't like Christian Bale. He's just like fucking Tom Cruise. I don't like him. But anyway.
Fucking commie.
I mean, that was a good... Shut up. That was a pretty impressive cast, too. I mean,
you had...
Nicole Kidman, like, hello. Fucking hot as hell. Tommy Lee Jones,
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones and freaking
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
They played off each other so well. It was so funny. Drew Barrymore was in that one too.
I think that's kind of one of the reasons Val Kilmer may have not gotten as much praise in that movie is because you had Jim Carrey and fuck, you just said his name, Tommy Lee Jones, just straight eating scenery. I mean, they were so over the top in their characters that you know, Batman just looked a little bit kind of muted because the two villains were just so over the fucking top in
But
that
they
movie.
were great. And then you had Drew Barrymore as Sugar and Debbie Mazur as Spice. And they were both fucking hot and they were awesome. I loved it.
And that was the first movie where they brought the Robin character in.
Mm-hmm. Chris O'Donnell. I loved it. I thought he was great as
I thought
Batman.
it was great.
I thought
And
he was
then-
great as Bruce Wayne.
Maybe the Batman and Robin movie was so bad that it made this one look better in comparison.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. But he actually showed that he had some damage in this movie. And I don't care what you say. Batman is a very damaged individual. I mean, he actually admitted he had some psychological problems. Because Batman is fucked up. He's a fucked up human.
Of course he is.
But they don't usually play that.
'Cause, yeah.
Usually it's like, no, he's superhuman. And no, he's
the world's greatest detective. He's Sherlock Holmes in a cape and a cowl.
Yes, but he's also really messed up. He's a
Well, it's
messed
like,
up person.
He is Batman. Like Superman has, you know, he's Clark Kent and Superman is his secret identity. No, Batman is Batman and Bruce Wayne is the secret identity. Bruce Wayne is just a false thing that Batman does to like blend into society because he's like,
He's just the
He is
bank. He's the
Batman.
paycheck. That's it. Bruce Wayne makes the money. That's all that matters.
playboy philanthropist.
Now you're thinking, no, that's Stark.
Same thing.
Well, true. Except he wasn't. Yeah, okay. He was kind of a playboy too, but not to the same like extreme. Anyway, I don't know.
Batman was a playboy just to cover for the fact that he's Batman. Tony Stark is an actual playboy that it's like, I'm going to go also fight crime.
Don't hand me anything, but I'm gonna fuck everything on two legs.
Don't hand me anything unless it's some pussy.
Exactly. Pretty much. I mean, pretty much. But then again, you know, he found his one, and that was that, and he stopped after that too. Just like Doc Holliday, he had his one, and that was it, and that's how it's supposed to be. And then, and I don't know if you've seen this one or not either. The Island of Dr. Moreau is a fucked up movie. That shit is twisted.
I mean, I've seen like bits and pieces of it. I've never actually seen, but he pretty much just did that movie because he wanted to work with what's his name?
Who? Marlon
Marlon
Brando?
Brando, yes. He said, he's like, I did that movie because I wanted to work with like Marlon Brando.
It's
like, I didn't care what the movie was about. And
Fucked up movie,
he's
though.
like, I just wanted to work with Marlon Brando, so that's why I did that movie.
I mean, Perusa Balk was in it. She was. I like Perusa Balk, but Marlon Brando, and yeah, it was a fucked up movie, but it was good. I enjoyed it. It was just a fucked up movie. But I mean, I think that one was based on something earlier too, so I can't remember.
It's based on a book.
It is, yeah,
By
but there was.
H.G.
I
Wells.
think there was an earlier.
Probably because H.G. Wells was really old. So
I think there was an
probably-
earlier version of the movie, but that one was fucked up. It was a little messed up. And I completely forgot about that, the one after that. The Ghost in the Darkness. That shit was
That's
awesome.
a good movie. I've watched that at the cigar shop a couple times. Yeah, it's about...
I completely forgot about that, but that shit's
Yeah, he
awesome.
plays Colonel John Henry Patterson, which he's like a... They're trying to build a railroad in Africa, and there's this lion that's just killing all the workers. It's like literally hunting the humans and like friggin'. I mean, that part where it invades the hospital. They're trying to bait it, and it outsmarts them and invades the hospital and starts eating all the injured dudes in the hospital. It's just fucking bloody. But yeah, it's like him and
Michael Douglas.
yes, as these two hunters that are, where Michael Douglas is kind of like the older hunter, and he's
The new kid.
trying to kind of take Val under his wings, and they're trying to hunt down this pair of freaking lions. It's like
This
like
is
Jaws,
based on a
but
true
with,
story
like,
too. This
yeah.
actually happened. It was two rogue male lions that decided they were going to go ape shit and just kill everybody because it's based on a true story. So.
I mean, it kind of plays like a horror movie too. It's like Jaws, but with lions instead of a big ass shark.
And it's not just one you got to worry about. It's brothers. There's two of those motherfuckers. That was a good movie. I liked that movie.
It's just bloody as shit too.
I can't believe I forgot about it.
Where they eat all.
I fucking love big cats. I can't believe I forgot about this movie. But yeah.
Yeah, and that's just crazy. You know, because those things will just like sneak up on you and just snatch you up in the darkness. And
that's what cats do.
Y'all just chilling. All of a sudden, like, hey, where'd Steve go?
Steve's gone.
Steve's a kitty snack.
Jogdo over there just done ate him because Steve is gone. That was a really good movie. I need to watch like half of these again because I don't remember half of these. I haven't seen half of these in a while, but I need to watch them again because they were really good. He tends to work with a lot of really good actors too. He tends to pair up with a lot of good.
I would say because, like I said, he takes stuff so seriously, and he was one of those like method actors that I think he basically probably signed. You know, a lot of these movies where he's not the lead and he's like just one of the supporting guys. He's like, I took this role so I can study. You know,
I want to work with all these other people that are so
Marlon
amazing.
Brando or Michael Douglas, or all these kind of great actors. What about? Did you ever see The Saint?
I love The Saint. I have loved The Saint since the first time. I've seen that one 1,000 times too. I love The Saint. Because it's just so fucking good. It's so, it's more of a psychological one than it actually is like a lot of action, but it's so fucking good. And I love how he was able to do so many different characters in that movie, and it was great.
Yeah, it came out in 97. Yeah,
I mean, Elizabeth Shue is good. She was in that. Philip Noyce is good. He was in it. Roger Moore was in it. I mean, come on.
Fucking, OG James Bond.
If we're going to talk about, working with big name actors, Roger Moore was in the fucking movie. But I love The Saint. I've seen that movie so many times. It's so good.
Yeah, it's one based off an older TV show, I think it was. But yeah, it's kind of a James Bond-esque movie. But him playing like so many different characters in the...
Kind of reminds me of like a Robin Williams, because it's like playing 15 different people or like...
And it was kind of... Because this was
Eddie
like
Murphy.
I mean, we're kind of used to... you watch the Mission Impossible franchise, and we're used to them using like, these super like digital
elaborate
sci-fi
disguises
masks
and
that we're really
voice altering, and
they just have another actor playing the other character until like, let me pull off my mask and hey, I'm Tom Cruise or some other dude. But no, this one is like literally like makeup effects.
It's him playing all of these.
Even when he plays like the weird nerdy like professor when he like sneaks into the college and shit. And it's like he's just like freaking grotesque looking there. But like...
I love The Saint. I have loved that movie since the first time I've seen it. I love that movie so much. And then of course we got our first animated one, and I'm not big on this one, but I don't know. I guess I'm just not big into that particular story or whatever. But he did do the voice for this main character in The Prince of Egypt, which was like one of the big DreamWorks, one of the earlier DreamWorks big movies. So he was Moses. He did the voiceover.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw that one.
It's heavily religious, and I never got into it, but it did make a lot of money, and it was a big movie.
Vincent Price was played
the Pharaoh, I think.
No, you switched topics before I could get off The Saint. I was still
sorry.
looking at notes on The Saint here. And there was a reason why Roger Moore was in the movie is he played Val Kilmer's character in the 60s TV version of The Saint.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it was kind
That's
of
cool.
a cameo to...
I mean, Roger Moore's awesome, so...
Yeah, he voiced both Moses and God in Prince of Egypt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one was. It was hugely popular. I can remember when that one came out. I mean, it was hugely popular, but I didn't really get into it. But that's just because I'm not big into the religious themes. But and it was when it went over very well. From what I understand, it was reviewed very well and made a lot of money.
Oh, and of course, him coming from that comedy background, he would always like we need like a cameo, a goofy cameo, like freaking Val Kilmer will like just show up and everything. Do you remember in Jay and Silent Bob reboot?
Yeah.
Where he showed up playing Blunt Man.
I mean, you skipped a lot, but yeah.
Well, most of the stuff between The Saint and now I've not seen.
Well, Red Planet was pretty big from what I remember, but I haven't seen a lot of that either.
I mean, he played himself in The Love Guru.
Blind Horizon was pretty big, but I don't think I saw that one. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was pretty big.
Yeah, that one's with RDJ's in that one too.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen that one, but I know it was big. I recognize it.
But
he did a Ten Commandments musical. Actually, there was a musical in there. I didn't know that, but
yeah, he was also big into theatrical stuff as well.
Ten Commandments musical. Okay, well that's weird.
And an artist too. I mean, for a long time now, since he's been kind of too sick to.
Well, he had like some kind of throat cancer, and then it made it difficult for him to speak anymore.
So yeah, he was, and I wish I'd bought one before he passed, because now they're like impossible to get. But yeah, he was selling like all these like Doc Holliday paintings and the Doors painting. Yeah, like he's basically like knocked out a whole bunch of paintings and was selling them online. But I'm kind of bringing into his last role, where he got to reprise his role as Iceman in the Top Gun Maverick.
I mean, there's a second Wyatt Earp's Revenge here that I've never seen either, but I don't know.
But yeah, that, and I rewatched it today, that final scene with him as Iceman in Top Gun Maverick. Knowing that, because that was one of the things when they're like announced they're doing Top Gun Maverick. I'm like, how do you get like, how is someone that old still a fighter pilot and also still a captain and not like ranked up to like, and then you find out that
he's a dick. That's why, because he's a dick.
Well, normally those people would get kicked the fuck out of the military.
Well, true, but you know.
They wrote in there that basically Iceman was the guy that had the good military career, and now he's like an admiral and commander of like the fleet. So basically he's been keeping Maverick around all this time, because now that Iceman's in charge, he's like,
you're my boy. I gotta look out for my boy.
He's useful. You can't get rid of him. But they had that moment where Maverick gets called back in, and they're like, no, you're too old to do this special mission. We want you to train the next generation. And he's like, I'm not a great teacher. I'm a fighter pilot. And and he like Iceman texts him. He's like, hey, come see me. And he's like, I really don't have the time right now. He's like, that wasn't a request. It's an order. I'm an admiral. Remember, dumbass? But then they had that like moment in his office where, because his like voice was kind of gone by this time, and they, he's using his computer to
text to
talk to him, and he's like, dude, it's time to let go. You've got to teach these kids. They're not gonna survive without you. And then he finally puts the computer down and speaks to him, but I think they used AI to recreate his voice, because he's like, the Navy needs Maverick. Those kids need Maverick. Like, that's the why I kept you around. And they finally hug it out, and he says, one more thing before you go. Who was the better pilot, me or you? And he's like, let's not ruin a good thing, buddy. So like even like 30 years later, that little like competition between the two of them is still there. But I'm glad he got to, because it was kind of worries when they were that he wouldn't be around,
wouldn't be able to because he was sick for a while.
Yeah, to even if he appeared in the role, he might not be around to like see it come out, but he did live long enough to not only be in Top Gun 2, but see the success it had. It kind of like saved movies, because that was like the first like huge film after COVID like shut down all like the theatrical releases and shit, and that thing stayed in the theater for like months.
Yeah. Sucks too, because I mean, yeah, I know he's older and like I know he was sick, but like he was unproblematic. How do you manage that long in Hollywood and still be unproblematic? And because there's so many Hollywood people that are such a problem. They have so many personal problems, and they're just dickheads, and they've done stupid shit and illegal shit and wrong shit.
Well, these old school Hollywood he didn't have like a huge social media presence. Like, there's so many people nowadays that I know way too much about their personal life and their opinions on
everything,
on politics and whatnot, where Val Kilmer, like, he barely did press. He's like, the work speaks for itself. Like, I know very little of Val Kilmer outside of the works he left behind. And, I kind of appreciate that he was one of those guys that didn't.
But there was never a lot of press on him either about him being a problem. It's like, if they were a problem, we'd know about it, because we know about everything about all of them. Like, all the Disney stars that were, child predators and whatever. It's like, but nobody ever released anything saying he was inappropriate or anything like that. So,
oh, we forgot about one of his he was the voice of Kit in the Knight Rider reboot.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Oh shit, how did I forget that? We watched the first season of that too, didn't we? It was pretty good, actually.
I mean, yeah, it only lasted like 2 seasons before it went away.
Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot that. And then he did Planes too, another DreamWorks. He did one of the voices for that one too, which is based on Cars, I guess. I never saw it, but
yeah, I just happened to scroll down into the TV credits, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that he was like the
voice of Kit. Yeah,
where Kit was a Mustang.
Man, I love Val Kilmer. I hate it that he ended up passing away in such a unpleasant and I'm sure painful and unfortunate situation, but I loved him. He was fucking awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, he was in Psych. Apparently, he was also. I haven't watched it because I didn't watch the original movie, but Disney Plus has a Willow series, and he appeared at using archival footage from the movie.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, he appeared in the Willow TV show.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. I think I'd have to watch the movie for that to make sense, but.
But yeah, that's. Can you think of any other?
I feel like he did a cartoon series. I feel like he voiced a cartoon series that I watched, but for some reason it's not coming. I'm not seeing the credit for it, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like he did a voiceover for a cartoon series, but I just can't. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw Kiss Bang Bang. I need to watch that. Oh yeah, he was also in Mindhunters, which was a movie about kind of the FBI guys that hunt serial killers, the people who make the that stuff. Brain fart.
He did a lot of Robot Chicken. It looks like that. I didn't know about that.
Oh, he was also in MacGruber. Did you ever see MacGruber?
I don't know what MacGruber is.
It was a parody of MacGyver that was based off a Saturday Night Live skit that they actually made a full-length movie out of.
Oh, yeah?
And Val was in that as Dieter von Kunt.
What?
Dieter von Kunt.
Dieter von Kunt. Okay.
Bad guys or whatnot. Oh. Yeah, apparently Wyatt Earp's Revenge. He played old Wyatt Earp in a direct-to-video.
Never heard of that one.
But anyway, that's about all we got for you this week. Final thoughts on this here cigar. It's
spicy.
Yeah, it's very like red peppery, like it kind of went from like immediate like hot peppery to like more of like a red peppery, black pepper, but still very peppery. A lot of strength. This is definitely if you're into strong cigars, you should definitely pick one of these up. And then it kind of has a little bit of a...
You don't usually say that, so it must be pretty good, because you don't usually say lot of strength or heavy strength. 'Cause I don't know.
kind of all I smoke.
I know that's all you look for, but when you review, you don't tend to find something that you...
Everything's pretty much medium plus.
Yes, everything's medium to you.
This one's definitely on the plus size. Yeah, and it starts off very peppery, and then kind of still peppery, but mellows out a little bit with more of a dark coffee, chocolatey to it with like that peppery. So what do you think of your...
I love these. These are my new favorite. I still can't. I don't know. It's weird to me that they don't have a name, but it is actually Girl Without a Name. It's weird.
That is the name.
It's not the name. That's what they released it as, not knowing what they were going to name it. But at least that's my opinion. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. But
yeah, there's this thing called the internet. You can look up.
I know. I could do that. I could do that. Yes,
and
I absolutely could.
know things
like
about
be
the
prepared and be prepared and ready and willy nilly.
Willy-nilly.
I don't do prepared. I make shit up. You're the prepared one. I'm not the prepared one. I'm through possums in a trench coat. That's my job.
My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
But that's all we got for you this week. Go celebrate Val Kilmer's life. R.I.P. Val. Go watch
any of that long ass list of movies.
Go check out some that you maybe haven't seen, and let us know what your favorite is if we've not talked about it. There's a lot of the stuff that I've not yet seen. I kind of hit the highlights, but yeah, there's definitely some stuff on here that I'm not familiar with that I need to go back and check out. And we'll be right back with some science. And you've been watching the Cigar Nerds podcast. Check us out on cigarnerdpodcast.com and on the ESO Network, esonetwork.com. And don't forget, smoke them if you got them. Like, comment, and subscribe.